Hi, this is DarkFox127 and welcome to another Scrum Creation Kit tutorial video. Today we are going to be carrying on with our MCM system, so if you haven't seen the previous videos then I strongly recommend that you go ahead and check those out first. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to add a cover image onto your MCM system. So when you load it up into the menu, it's just going to show something nice. It can be a logo or just an image of the mod itself, but I'm going to be taking this a step further and making it a random image. So let's get started. Now before we head on into the creation kit and continue with our script for our MCM, I'm just going to show you how to create your very own MCM image. Now I'm going to be using Adobe Photoshop here, but you can use whatever you like. A lot of people like to use things like GIMP, and there's a few other free programs out there as well. But I'll just use Photoshop, and it's pretty much the same thing in most of the others. Now before I carry on, you are going to need a DDS plugin for Photoshop. I do believe that you also need a DDS plugin for GIMP as well. So just make sure you've got that. Now you can make an MCM image which is PNG, and you can also make Flash ones, but I'm not going to make a Flash image as I've not actually done that myself. But if I do learn, I'll show you that in the future. Now DDS is best really because that's the file type that's used for the textures in Scrum themselves, and we're technically making a texture here, so I'm just going to be using DDS. Now the dimensions are pretty important, so if I just go to image size here, we've got 768 by 444. Now you've actually got space available as 770 by 446, but I've knocked 2 off each because this needs to be a multiple of 4, otherwise for some reason it doesn't like to create a DDS. Bit weird, but that's how it is. So do that first and make sure the background is completely transparent. And then what I've gone ahead and done is dump my logo on the background there, and as you can see, got a few different versions of it because these are going to be my random ones that appear each time. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I've got that first one selected, select the magic tool here, hit on the background, alt click, and I'm going to select inverse, so I've got the actual logo selected. Now I'm just showing how to do a logo. You can of course do images. Images might be a bit easier. You can have just a perfectly sort of rectangular image if you really want, but in terms of a logo, what that means is the background needs to not be visible, so we have to do what's called an alpha channel. Now I've got my logo selected. I'm going to alt click, hit save selection. I'm going to call this logo alpha, and it should have made me an alpha channel in here. So if you go into channels, you've got an alpha channel there, and the white is what you'll be able to see, and then the transparent bits will be the dark black areas there. So that's made my alpha channel, nice and simple. Just click that off, get that unselected, and that's created there. So once you've got your image on there and you've got it the right size, go into File, Save As. I'm just going to redirect into my data folder, and where you're going to want to save this is under Interface. Has to go under Interface. And then I've gone ahead and created myself a folder. So name a folder that's after your mod. So in this case I'm just putting DF127 to keep things simple. And then I'm going to select DDS under Save As Type. And then as you can see, I've made 3 different versions and I've just given them a name. Now the name is going to be fairly important to remember, the full name including the file extension. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy that. That's a good idea to copy that if you've got the rest of the script ready. So just make sure you know what these are called, because that's going to be important in the later part of the tutorial. And what I'll do is I'll just save there. So I'll overwrite in this case. Get this box here, and you're going to want DXT5. That one there, alpha. Hit save. Sometimes it'll take a while, sometimes it's pretty quick. In this case it's pretty quick. And I've got my MCM image created there. Okay, so back to the fun stuff, which is the scripting. I've gone to my quest and I've gone back to my script that I've been working on in the previous videos. And if I just scroll down a bit, we'll go to the section that I told you to pretty much ignore the other times. And now we're going to be working on this. So if you just wanted a single image, whether it be a logo, picture of the mod, whatever it might be, whatever image that you've just created, you're going to want this here. And this is really, really simple if it's just a single image. So it's load custom content, and then you've got the name of the folder. This is going to automatically direct to interface, so then we just follow the rest of the file structure through. And you've got DF127, which was the name of the folder, /df127 underscore MCM underscore logo underscore 01 .dds. You've got to include the .dds, so the file type. And that's all you need there. That is basically just pointing to the image that we just created and saved. Then you've got return. It just cuts the script off there. And fairly simple. Now, else, unload custom content. This basically means if it's not that page, it's going to unload this. Otherwise, this is going to be stuck in the background on every single page, and you don't really want that. So you only want it to appear on that page, so it's unloading that content, getting rid of it basically, unless of course you go back to that page. So really, really simple. Now, what I'm going to do instead, like I say, I'm going to make this a little more interesting, do something a bit unique, and I'm going to have it a random image each time that you click onto your MCM menu. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to grab my more improved script and paste that over, and we're going to take a look at this one. So now what I've got is, if the page is blank, you've got an integer here that it goes ahead and creates. So I've got int MCM image equals utility.getRandomInt. So this is going to randomize between the two numbers that I've stated here. So I've got 3 images, so I've got from 1 to 3. So it can land on 1, 2, or 3. So it's kind of like a dice roll essentially, and it's going to randomly be one of them numbers. And then all it does is it checks if it's 1, 2, or 3, and whatever one it lands on, it lands the appropriate image that matches with that number. So I've got my logo 1, logo 2, and logo 3. So it's just randomly now going to pick an image, and that's really, really nice, really, really simple. And what we'll do now is hop in game and see that working. So here we are back in game again, and I'll go to our menu again. And as soon as I click on it, rather than it being blank, as you can see, I've got one of my random images. So that's number 2 there. So I'll just hit escape, go back on it. It's gone 2 again. And there we go. Got the third one. Third one again. Third one again. And the first one. So there you go. Random image each time. Like I say, if you really want, you can just go ahead and have a single image. And it's as simple as that. So still got the rest of the menu there, which is working quite nicely. And that's it for this tutorial video, so I hope you found it useful. Please let me know in the comment section below. And in the next video, we're going to be taking a look at drop-down menus where you'll have multiple selections for options in the MCM. So as always, please go ahead and check out my website at www.darkfox127.co.uk as seen on screen now. You can of course check me out on my social media, Facebook's where I post most of my stuff, and go ahead and follow me on my Steam group if you'd like to see things like instant notifications of when I'm live streaming if you're currently online at the time, so that you don't miss anything if that's something that you're interested in. And hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.